On July 19, 2026, 82,000 people packed into MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. 500 million more watched from every corner of the planet. And in the 106th minute, with the greatest player of all time standing on the other side of the pitch, a substitute named Ferran Torres did the unthinkable. He took one touch, then another, then he drove the ball into the net. Spain won, Argentina 0. Lionel Messi fell to his knees. The defending champions were dethroned, and a new era of football had officially begun. But this World Cup was never just about one goal, or one final, or one champion. It was the biggest tournament in history. 48 teams, 104 matches, 3 host nations. And from the opening whistle, it delivered stories that will be told for the next 100 years. This is the story of the World Cup that changed football forever. Let's start with the scale, because nothing like this had ever been attempted. 3 countries, the United States, Canada, and Mexico. 11 time zones. 16 host cities stretching from Vancouver to Mexico City to New York. 48 nations instead of the traditional 32. The tournament expanded, and so did the stakes. This wasn't just a World Cup, it was a cultural event that spanned an entire continent. High school stadiums in Toronto packed with Ghanaian fans. Mexican plazas erupting for Japan. American football arenas in Dallas transformed into cathedrals of the beautiful game. And the world showed up. Record attendances, record television audiences, record streaming numbers that crashed servers in 7 countries. But behind the logistics and the record books, there was a deeper question that every fan, every player, and every nation was asking before the first ball was kicked. Could anyone stop Argentina? They had the greatest player in history. They had the momentum of back-to-back Copa America titles. They had a nation that believed, truly believed, that this was destiny. Lionel Messi, at 39 years old, in what everyone knew would be his final World Cup, played like a man possessed. 8 goals, 4 assists, the weight of Argentina on shoulders that had already carried more than any shoulders in football history. In the group stage, they were clinical. In the round of 32, they faced Cape Verde, a tiny island nation of just over 500,000 people, playing in their first World Cup knockout match. It should have been a formality. It was anything but. Cape Verde's goalkeeper, Vozinha, produced one of the greatest performances in World Cup history. Save after save, dive after dive. Argentina threw everything at them, and Cape Verde refused to break. The match finished 3-2 to Argentina, but the story was Cape Verde, a nation no bigger than a small city, standing toe-to-toe with the champions of the world. The Angels of Cape Verde, that's what the world called them, became the soul of this tournament. And then came England in the semi-final, a 2-1 victory, hard-fought, controversial. Argentina were through to the final again. Messi was 90 minutes away from the ending that the football gods surely had written. But the gods don't write football scripts. 22 men do. On the other side of the bracket, Spain was building something terrifying. Under Luis de la Fuente, they had transformed from a team that passed endlessly without purpose into a team that passed with precision and struck with venom. Rodri, who would win the Golden Ball as player of the tournament, controlled the midfield like a conductor. Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams provided the fire on the wings. And the defense, anchored by Robin Lenormand and Pau Cubarsí, gave up almost nothing. Spain's path to the final was a gauntlet. France in the semi-final, one of the most talented squads in the world. Spain won 2-0 and made it look easy. Kylian Mbappé, who would finish the tournament with 10 goals and become the first player in history to win the Golden Boot twice, was kept completely silent. Before the tournament, few had picked Spain. Brazil were favourites, France were contenders, Argentina were defending champions. Germany had something to prove. Spain was somewhere in the conversation. Talented, yes, but too young, too untested, too fragile. They had heard every doubt, and they had answered every single one on the pitch. MetLife Stadium, July 19th, Spain versus Argentina. The first half was tactical chess. Neither side wanted to make the first mistake. Rodri and Messi circled each other like predators who both understood that the first one to blink would lose. The half ended 0-0, but it felt like the calm before an earthquake. The second half intensified. Chances came. Raya saved from Julian Alvarez. Emiliano Martinez made himself big against Nico Williams. The tension was unbearable. Then came extra time. And in the 106th minute, with penalties looming and 82,000 people holding their breath, Ferran Torres received the ball near the edge of the box. He had been on the pitch for less than 15 minutes. A substitute. Not the hero anyone expected. Not the name on the back of the jerseys in the stands. But he turned. He shot. And the ball flew into the net. Spain won, Argentina 0. Messi's final World Cup moment ended not with a goal, not with a trophy lift, but with silence. A man who had given everything to the game, standing alone on the pitch, watching another nation celebrate. And Spain celebrated, their second World Cup, their first since 2010. A generation that had grown up watching Iniesta and Xavi now had their own moment of immortality. But the 2026 World Cup will be remembered for more than just Spain's triumph. It will be remembered for Cape Verde. 520,000 people, a goalkeeper who became a folk hero, a nation that proved heart can beat resources. It will be remembered for Kylian Mbappe, 10 goals, a second Golden Boot, and the undisputed title of the most lethal scorer in World Cup history. It will be remembered for the upsets. Brazil eliminated in the group stage. Germany heartbroken in the round of 16. The old powers falling, the new order rising. It will be remembered for Rodri, the golden ball, the midfield masterclass, the quiet genius who pulled the strings while the world watched the forwards. And above all, it will be remembered for the end of an era. Messi's last dance. Ronaldo watching from home. The two men who defined football for 2 decades finally stepping aside. And a new generation. Yamal, Bellingham, Musiala, Endrick, ready to take the throne. Football changed in 2026. Not just who won, but what the game represents. 48 teams, 3 nations, 1 world. The beautiful game on the biggest stage it has ever known. Do you think Messi's legacy is untouchable, or did this final change how history will remember him? Drop your take in the comments. And if you want more World Cup stories, the upsets, the heroes, the moments the cameras missed, subscribe and hit the bell. This is Trending Market. We'll see you in the next one.